here by Gary Wicks on Simplifying. Gary, tell us a little about yourself and your role at Boeing.
My name is Gary Wicks. I lead our digital strategy team for Boeing commercial airplanes.
Fantastic. Now, you've been with Boeing for quite a long time. You worked on the 787 program and now leading digital. I believe Boeing's foray with social media and digital was the 787 new Dreamliner program. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, the 787 did probably pioneer a lot of the digital work that we do. The airplane itself was pretty much born online. We kind of started with the Name the Plane contest. That was something new for us.
Right.
We took advantage of the technology out there and tried to engage a broad audience with the introduction of a revolutionary product.
Right, and you crowdsourced the naming, and then you had people involved throughout the process, the building process of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When we saw the success and the momentum that was gained from the Name the Plane contest,
right,
we continued to develop content that we thought would not only engage our customers, but engage enthusiasts, engage media, engage our key audiences for our digital strategy.
Right.
So we continue to produce that kind of really engaging content, and really content that we can only provide.
Right.
And I think that's the key and why it's been as successful as it has.
Great. So how would you say digital strategy has evolved at Boeing since the launch of 787?
Well, I think what you're seeing now is, again, the 87 kind of being the foundation for how we move forward.
Right.
And you see that we're applying it across our product line. The content that we've produced for the 747-8, the content we've produced for the 777 and the 737NG and the MAX. I mean, just you look at the stuff that was done on the 87 and you see how we're applying it across those platforms. An example would be we shot a brake test video for the 747-8 freighter, a MAX brake test video. And it has over 1 million views.
Wow.
And that's something we, probably 3 or 4 years ago, we never would have done.
Right.
But again, it's providing content that we know our audiences are interested in, and only we can do it.
Right.
And that tends to be our most successful content.
Right. What about channels? Which all mediums are you present on, and which works really well for Boeing?
Well, from a social standpoint, we're present on Twitter. And we have 4 accounts. I guess we have a Boeing corporate account, which is managed in Chicago. We have a Boeing defense account, which is managed in St. Louis. We have a Boeing careers account, which is primarily for recruiting. And then ours, which is Boeing airplanes, which is focused on the commercial side of the business.
Right. And what about things like Facebook, LinkedIn?
Right.
Are you there as well?
Right. Yep. Yes, we are. We have a Boeing Facebook stores page that's managed out of Chicago. We also have a Boeing Facebook careers page that's just been successful in recruiting. We're also on LinkedIn, and that's primarily used for recruiting. We found that to be a good channel for us.
Wow, so that's a lot of accounts for a very big corporate organization like Boeing. How does coordination happen across these offices and channels?
Well, we meet regularly. We have an editorial board that meets every week. We discuss content that's going online. We discuss what our social approach will be. So it does take coordination, and I think that we continue to work together on those kind of things, and we get better at it all the time.
Sure. How many people are dedicated to social and digital?
For Boeing, or just for
commercial airplanes?
For commercial. Well, there's 4 in my group, but we have help from our media relations team that also monitors our Twitter account and distributes information that way.
Right. Now, given that Boeing has a strong focus on B2B marketing, whereas social media is typically a B2C channel, how do those align? Well,
I think that at the end of the day, I'm not sure there's a lot of difference in a B2B approach and a B2C approach. I'll tell you what we do. Okay, we try to provide content that engages and educates our audiences. We want to be an expert source of information, and that's the type of information that we distribute. Now, on a B2C, a straight up B2C approach, they're probably more transaction oriented, as would be one of their goals. I mean, we're not going to offer a 2-for-1 deal on a
Right.
777 via Facebook. That's just not going to happen. But we do know that we can distribute content via those channels, and it's the type of content that only we can provide,
Right.
and that's what we strive to do.
Okay, so it's very content focused, but what's your sort of goal in this? You just mentioned you can't offer a 2-for-1 deal on 777s, so is it the aim to sell planes? Is it the aim to drive awareness? Is it the aim to fill up planes for airlines operating Boeing planes?
Well, I do think that it's the idea is to expand the audience and engage with our key audiences.
Which are the different categories? I mean, I'm sure press and media are one.
I think for us, our customers are a key audience, obviously. Media is a key audience. Influencers, like yourself, who influence the industry. Employees, prospective employees is kind of the center of the bullseye for us, I'd say. Just outside of that would be aviation enthusiasts.
Right.
We want to build brand advocates. Digital applications is a great way to do that.
Right.
And that's kind of where we try to target. That's the lens we look through for all the content that we produce.
Right.
I think as a whole, what we try to do in the social channels is position the company as a forward-thinking, thought-leading driver in this industry.
Right. Certainly.
And it's a great tool to do that. I don't think there's a more efficient tool to do that.
Right. Now, you just mentioned digital applications, and one of the applications you recently developed was to create your own Dreamliner. Tell us a little about how that came about and what's the result been?
Well, again, we wanted to build on the momentum of the 787. It's a tremendously strong brand. So we worked with our agency on a way that we could go out and do something that, still educates and informs, but also is kind of fun. And so we developed the tool to design your own livery for your own Dreamliner, and it was all online, and we went out and promoted it, and we got great response.
Right.
And some of the designs that we got back from enthusiasts, from customers, people spent a lot of time.
I certainly did spend a lot of time at 2 a.m. in my bed designing my own 787, and it was really cool. But how would you measure success of such a campaign?
Well, with any marketing program, right? You can measure interaction. You can measure hits. You can measure those kind of things. I think what we really wanted to do with that program was advance the momentum of the 787. We had the Dream Tour coming up, where the 787 was going, around the world,
right,
showing off its new technology, and we felt this was a great way to help expand and engage a wide variety of audiences that weren't going to be able to see that airplane,
right,
but still kind of feel part of it.
Right, certainly. So given you've had quite a bit of success in engaging and being on lots of different social media channels, what's ahead for Boeing Commercial and its digital strategy?
Well, we're gonna always look at new technologies that help us tell the story of our products and our people and the things we're doing. So we're constantly doing that. Up ahead, I will say that there's going to be some new content that comes out. I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be really, really cool. It'll be something that you will enjoy, and I hope our key audiences will enjoy also. But it will be probably something that you haven't seen before.
Fantastic. Well, Gary, thank you very much for joining us, and thanks for sharing the insights, and all the best for the future.
Great. Hey, thank you for spending the time.